Hello, everyone. Morning. All right. So next we have in the relationship queries, we have the second type of relationship query, which is if we wanted to fetch the details of child along with its parent. That means we are trying to fetch from the child to parent, bottom. So that the direction of traversing is from bottom to top. How exactly we can fetch the child records and the details of all associated nodes. So if you could remember one thing, in case of a lookup relationship, if an object is considered to be a child object, in case of a lookup relationship, the object could have maximum 40 parents. So let's consider we have an object called object 1. Now this object, if it is related to the lookup relationship, so it could be related with 40 different objects. Whereas if you would consider the master detail relationship, so in case of a master detail relationship, the object would have two parents, not. But yes, even though if you would consider master detail or if you consider the lookup relationship, the conclusion which I wanted to draw over here is an object could have multiple parents. An object could have multiple parents. Similarly, the object could have multiple childs as well. Object could have multiple childs as well. All right. Anyways, that's just was a small conclusion to understand this. Now see, I have told you that there are two possible directions of relationship. There are two separate forms of queries over. When you are traversing, when you are trying to fetch parent along with child, parents along with child, that means you are fetching the details of parent and all associated child records as well, all associated childs as well. So if you are fetching parent with child, top to bottom, then there is a concept of inner queries. Then and then only there is a concept of inner queries. Subquery, child query. So when we are fetching the data from child to from parent to child, then we will make a use of inner queries. Then we would make a use of inner queries. And how to write down the inner queries that everything has been completed. We know every precautions, we know format. We also know that the object name, the child object name, it should always be in the plural form. It should always be in its plural form. It should always be in its plural form. Inside an inner query, the inner queries must always be written inside brackets. Inner queries must always be written inside brackets. There is one small thing. Usually what happens is the last column name, we usually don't give comma. And after this, we directly write down from the parent object. But when you are trying to insert an inner, there's one small precaution that everyone you should have taken. Always put up a comma and a space. Don't forget that. Otherwise, your query is going to return you the errors. It would not going to get compiled properly. And then inside in this, the inner queries are always written inside the brackets. If you have multiple queries, you always should include A comma till the last one. After the last one, there's no comma. And the name of the object, name of the child, should always be in its plural form. So if it's an standard object, if it's a standard object, the child is a standard, like opportunity. You must include its plural name. And there is no need to make a guessing of that. I have told you that inside in every object, you can find out its plural name. You can find out their plural names. Like for the standard object, you can simply find it out from the tab bar as well. If the object is not there in the tab, you can go and you can expand the build and then customize. You can expand the customize. You can see the name of all of the standard objects in their plural form, like forecast is forecasts, code is codes, isn't it? Contract is contracts, order is orders. Otherwise, it's pretty simple thing. Every one of us is aware about English, right? We know what is going to be the plural form. So when you are using it, when you are using a standard object inside in the inner query, you always have to use the plural form. And in the same way, if you are using a custom object as well, then you also have to use a plural form. But there is a slight difference what we have discussed in the last lecture, that if the child names, if the child name of the child uh, which you are referring inside the inner query is a custom object, and every custom object must always be used, although by underscore C, but particularly when you are using this inside the relationship query, inside your inner query, you have to use underscore R. That R stands for relationship. That R stands for relationship. But nobody of you have asked me, I guess. That's a little strange. No one of you has asked me. And I was explaining you. You have to append underscore R when the object is a custom object. Instead of underscore C, you have to write down underscore R. That's strange, really strange. No one has this curiosity in mind. Why should I write down underscore R? Why not underscore C? Underscore R is for relationship, right? So that's all what we have studied so far. That is all what we have studied so far. But that was just one part of the model. Now let's move on to the second side of this. So in the second side, now we would fetch child first, and then after fetching the child, we would extend our search to get the details of parent as well. That means we would try get the details from child to parent, from child. So again, there would be two different forms of this: child to parent, when the parent is a standard object, or when the parent is a custom object. So again, there would be two different forms of that. We are going to discuss on this. The second part of this, child to parent with custom, I'm going to explain you about standard. And for the second part, the custom, when your parent is a custom, I'm going to give you that in assignment. So that would be a self-study topic. That would be a self-study topic. And what you have to include in them, I'm going to tell you. But the examples and everything you have to. That is going to be a self-study topic. All right. So, child to parent. In this child to parent, there is no concept of inner queries. Please mark my word. Please write it down somewhere if you are preparing any notes. Please write down that when you are traversing from child to parent, there is no concept of inner queries. There is no sub-query. There is no child query. Rather, there's only one main query. There's only one main. But how would you, in the same query, in that just single query, how would you going to fetch the details of parent? Let's understand. By the way, this is the syntax. This is the syntax. Let me try to elaborate this a little bit, and then I would prepare one example, and with that example, this is going to become more clear for everyone. Syntax could look like a little complicated, but when I would take a program, it would automatically to dilute that complexity. So normally, how you write down a query is this: select all of the names of the fields from the child object. That's the basic form. That's the basic form. Now, although, see, there's no brackets over here. There is no brackets. Even though if I would writing something, I just have put up a comma and writing the same. There is no brackets. There is no inner queries. When you are fetching from child to parent, what you have to write? First, the name of the parent object dot field. What does it mean? I'm going to explain. Again, parent object dot grandparent object. What does it mean? And then field name. Then field. If you go beyond that, then parent object dot grandparent dot great grand dot field. What does that mean? Oh, let me try to explain. Let me try to explain. See, I just try to draw a diagram first of all, or maybe I have. Give me a second. I guess I have a diagram for it. Not going to draw some nice. I don't think I have some diagram. So, anyways, let me try to draw something so that you start. See, let's consider that. Let's consider that I am fetching the details of a case record. Let's consider that I am fetching the details of a case record. Second case. Yes, so I'm fetching the details of a case record. So this is my case record. Let's consider case record number something something, right? Now, along with that case record, maybe maybe this is my case record, right? This is my case record. This is my. It's really difficult to draw something with mouse. So this is that case record for which I wanted to get the details. Now, you all know one thing that the case is, I mean, case is a child for account, isn't it? We know that there are few of the standard relationships. Like account have a relationship with contact, also with the opportunity and cases as well. And in all three of them, account is parent, whereas contact, opportunity, or cases they are child. So for case, we are sure that we are sure that account is parent. So if I wanted to fetch, for example, I wanted to fetch the details of case, and along with case, I also wanted to fetch the details of account. All right. So I'm fetching. I would going to write down my query on case, my initial query be on case. But along with case, I also wanted to get the details if that case is related to any account. That case is related to any account. Or let me take this as 1 second by directly account. Let me take this as contact. Actually, cases are also associated with contact. Cases are also associated. I mean, not mandatorily because there is lookup relationship. They may be or may not be, but cases could also have contacts. So let me go with that. So along with the case, I wanted to get the details of contacts as well. Along with that case and contact, along with that case and contact, I wanted to get the details of account. See the direction. I am not trying it perfectly, but you see the direction of my traverse, right? I would first of all would write down my query on case. Then along with that case record, I would also fetch the details of contact. By the way, contact is the parent. Along with that case and contact, I also wanted to get the details of account. Now, along with that account, I wanted to get the details of, something called as owner. See, for every record what you create, it's always like created by, isn't it? Created by. That created by is coming from an object called as owner. Created by name, created by ID. So along with the details of account, I also wanted to get the details of owner. Who is the owner? That owner is coming from an object. There is a standard object called as owner. Along with the details of owner, because owner always is a user. Owner always is a user. I wanted to get the details of price, profile, fine. Because every user, see, owner is always a user. So along with that owner, which is going to become from a user, I wanted to get the details of a profile. I wanted to get the details of profile because every user has a profile, isn't it? File is mandatory. Roles are not mandatory. Roles are optional, but profile and license for every user, it's required. It's mandatory. Along with the details of profile, I wanted to get the details of the user license that is being given to you. The user license that was given to you. So this is something that, see, you are fetching the details of case. For the case, contact is parent. For the contact, account is parent. For the account, owner is parent. For the owner, profile is parent. File user license is parent. That means, see, you initially have fetched case, and now you are traversing in this direction. That means bottom to top. Bottom, top. So along with this child, I am fetching the details of parent, grandparent, great grandparent, and all of above in the hierarchy. All of the great, I don't know what the word for that. But all of the parents, all of the great grandparents, we are fetching the details of everyone. Please take a screenshot of that. I'll also try to take it for you. This is that scenario what we are going to replicate to understand how we can fetch from child to the parents. How we can fetch from how we can fetch from child to parents. Let's see this. By the way, this is the scenario. All right. I hope everyone is clear with this. So we have to follow this pattern. We have to follow this pattern over here. How to write down this? Let's try to replicate this with the program. So I'm going to take this one, write an Apex program, with the details of cases along with all. I wish to fetch the details of case along with all of the parents. All of the parents which I just have given. Right. So I would go to developer console. Let me try to write down a program for this. And I'm not sure whether you can implement this with Salesforce Inspector. I never tried. Maybe you can try the same, right? That could be another assignment for you guys. Right? So we already have a class called database helper. And let me try just to create another method in this. I already have a class, all those methods. Now let me just try to create one another method inside that. A method, public, static, and void. Get, let's say, case details. So we are going to give one input over here. Actually, we were going to supply the case number. So that's why I'm defining one string variable over here. Let's say case or right. So we are making this as a parameterized method where we are going to supply the detail case number and we just wanted to get the details of that case. Now, to avoid the null pointer exception, I would first of all would check whether this variable contains a value or not. So if the case number, if it is not equals to, and if it is not equals to empty, I have given you this the assignment as well. Find out the details differences between is null and is empty. Is null is always used for numerical data and is empty is used for text data, characters. All right, and because a string is that data type that could have either numbers, also have characters, or maybe a combination of alphanumeric, like alphabets along with the numbers. And that's why, because we are defining the string variable is capable to have input as numbers as well as for the text. And that's why we are considering this with, we are comparing with is null and is empty with both of them. But you go to Google and try to find out the differences. Now see, because I wanted to fetch the details of case record when I'm intended, my query is going to get designed first on the case. My intention is to fetch the details of a case along with all related parents. That's the second part of the story. But in the first part, I wanted to fire a query. I wanted to fire a query on case. And because I'm firing a query on case, I would define a list of case as my return type. Why? Because every SQL query would always have a return type as a list collection, right? So I'm going to I'm going to take the return type as list of cases. List of case. Now let me write down my query. Let me write down. Now you concentrate. Every one of it is concentrate. Yes. So I would be writing the query. Select what you wanted to select. ID, case number, status, priority, type, let's say reason, और क्या होता है case object, origin and subject, right? And I wanted to fetch this all. I wanted to fetch this all from, I wanted to fetch this all from case. Okay. I wanted to get this all from the case. But see, we are not fetching everything. We are not fetching everything, isn't it? We have a specific condition with us where, are you fetching everything? No, no. Where the case number, because in the input we are asking for the case number, right? We are storing this inside of it. Where the case number, where the case number, where the case number equals to cooler. Why equals to cooler? Because we are taking a dynamic assignment, right? This case number is present inside a variable. We are taking the value. So by the way, this is my query. This is my main query. This is my main query that I wanted to fetch all these details from the case object, specifically that case where the case record number is present inside in this variable. I wanted to get the details of in that case. Now let me extend this discussion. So along with that case, I wanted to fetch the associated parents detail as well. So what I'm going to do would be, subject is my last column, last field name. And usually when you write down a query, you never give the comma to the last column. But here, because you wanted to extend this, right? You're giving a comma. And I'll bring in my cursor down to one line just to make it more readable. Otherwise, it's not required. Just to make it more. Now, I wanted to fetch the details of, like, let's say contact, right? Contact. Along with the case, I wanted to get the details of contact. So it would be like contact dot contact dot. What do you want from the contact? Let me get like first name and then comma contact dot, let's say last name. All right, let's say last name. You can extend this, like whatever the fields from the contact you wanted to fetch, you can give them. For example, you can use like contact dot email and whatever you wanted to fetch, you can just extend them. Now, along with this contact, I wanted to fetch the details of account as well. All right. See now you would probably would understand this from parent object dot field name, then parent object dot grandparent object dot field. Right. If I would now ask you for the case whose parent, contact is parent. So I have written parent for the case whose parent, contact is parent. So I have written like parent object contact dot field name. Field name is first name, last name, email, whatever. Now, if you wanted to traverse more in the above direction, in the top direction, it would be like first give the name of parent object once again dot grandparent. Who is parent? Who is parent? Once again, who is parent? Contact. For the case who is parent? Contact is parent. Contact is parent. Contact dot grandparent. Who is above contact? Account. Dot field name. Now give the name of the fields of the account, like account name, comma, like contact dot account dot, let's say rating, comma. Now you wanted to traverse beyond that. So again, the format is going to be the same. Parent name dot grandparent dot great grand, उसके भी ऊपर कोड है उसका नाम. अभी मैं अकाउंट से भी ऊपर जाऊँ. अकाउंट के ऊपर लेट्स से I wanted to get the details of owner. You follow this diagram which I have posted. You follow this diagram, ये diagram. ये अकाउंट कॉन्टैक्ट उसके ऊपर अकाउंट उसके ऊपर ऊपर है ना, इस तरह से. You follow this. So I wanted to fetch the details of owners as well. So the format is going to be the same. First parent, who is parent, contact is parent. Then grandparent, who is grandparent, account. Who is above that, great grandparent, that's owner, owner. Then dot the field name. Then dot the field name. Let's say first name. You can find it out from the. If you don't know the name of the fields, you can definitely go to that object, and there are multiple ways to do that, right? Developer console is there, Salesforce inspector is there. There are multiple ways to do that. Okay, just to get the name of the field, and maybe like contact, जिसके ऊपर account, उसके ऊपर है owner dot last comma. I wanted to traverse beyond that. Above owner, there is profile. Above owner, there is profile. So it would be like first the name of the parent. Parent name is contact. Then who is above to that? Account. Who is above to that? Owner. Who is above to that? Profile. Dot. Profile. Dot. Let's say name. I wanted to get the details of uh, above profile. There is user license. So contact dot account dot owner dot profile dot user license dot name, right? So this everything I wanted to fetch from the case record, where the case number should match to this, right? And once after getting this all, let me go ahead and print. So I would write down like system.debug. First of all, let's see how many number of SQL queries we have fired. So total number of SQL used equals to plus system dot limits dot queries limits dot get queries. Get queries. And get queries rows would return you how many number of records have been fetched. Right? These are some of the functions. And get queries would return you number of the SQL that is fired. And with that query, how many number of records you have fetched? But that this is the function by the way. Anyway. So system.limit.get queries would give me how many number of SQL queries have been fired with this transaction, right? And now let me try to this. This would going to return you case records along with contact details, along with account details, along with owner, along with profile and license details. Let me iterate all of them so that we could print them in console for because everything what we are getting is inside in this collection. So on the right hand side of for loop, I'm going to write down LST cases, the name of the collection. Every record inside this is a case record, so case CS. System.debug. Let's write down like case record details equals to plus CS. Now, system.debug contact person, what we have fetched, first name, last name, email, हमने ये सब fetch रखा है. So, contact persons details equals to plus. Now see over here how you are going to refer to the parents. All right, it's pretty simple thing. First, CS. Why? Because I am referring everything into from CS. CS means the case record. For that case, for that case, the name of dot first name plus after one space, then plus CS dot last name, right? CS dot last name, CS dot space. Yes, yes, it's true. It's okay. It's okay. And if you wanted to print the email, that also you can print. I mean, okay, let me. So it would be like after this system dot debug contact person email equals to plus CS dot email. I'm making certain difference. I'm making some error over there. So CS would refer case. No, no, no. This is not going to work. You have to write down CS dot contact. CS dot contact dot first name. Yes, yes, yes. You have to write it down like this. And then similarly over here, CS dot contact dot last name, CS dot contact dot email. Yes, yes, yes. Now this one. Hmm. Now this was about case details, contact details. Let me go and print the accounts as well. So system dot ebook account name and rating we have printed. So account name equals to first it would be CS. CS matlab case. Okay. After CSE you have to refer it in the same way. It would be like contact. CS dot contact. Okay. And after contact what you want? Account. So it would be like account. Same pattern. जैसा आपने ऊपर यूज किया था उसका नेम ठीक है and then account the next what we have fetched rating so account rating so it would be like CS matlab case dot contact dot account and account dot what is the next field name is rating ठीक है चलो उसके बाद हमने क्या फेच किया ओनर्स की डिटेल सो सिस्टम डॉट debug owner details equals to plus CS dot contact dot account dot ठीक है यहाँ तक तो आपका पूरा हो गया मतलब अकाउंट तक अब उसके बाद account dot the next is owner so we would write down like owner से आपने क्या बुलवाया है फर्स्ट नेम एंड लास्ट नेम सो owner dot first name लास्ट नेम भी इसी में अपेंड कर लेते हैं सो आफ्टर दिस आई वुड प्लस पुट अप अ प्लस one space again plus let me just write down the same thing आखिरी में लास्ट नेम कर दें फर्स्ट नेम छोड़ के लास्ट नेम क्या चलो राइट सेव extra extra okay, extra CS dot. Oh, I forgot to write down plus over here. That's why extra. Now try to save it. ठीक है, चलो. So that was about owner. After owner, we have fetched the details of profiles as well, right? I'll do one thing. Let's copy this from here. Every time I'll have to type it. So, so what I'm going to do would be like system.debug plus CS dot. And after CS, let me try to paste out it. So it becomes like contact dot account dot owner dot file. After profile, we have license. Let me copy once again all this. Now this makes the life easy. System.debug license license details equals to plus what? CS and then CS dot everything. Contact dot account dot owner dot file dot license user license dot name. All right. Now execute this. So the method name is get case details. Try to execute this database helper. Get the case details, right? So we have to give a case number over here. We try to get something from Salesforce. So I'll go to any case. Can we open any one of them? No, I just require this one. Now let me give this in the input. So here I wanted to give that case number. But don't forget to mention single inverted comma over there. Let's now execute this. See, even though you have fetched the details of multiple records, the total number of SQL query used is only one. This is that case record. With that case, there is no contact person is associated. So every details related to contact, everything is null. Why it's coming from null? Because it doesn't get the details of contact. That's why every other detail, all of them seems to be should not count name. There is an account, although there is no contact. Let me try to make some differences over here. Second, second, second. Try to get like this. This is an account. These are the contacts and these are the cases. All right. Let me try with this one. Now you can see that for this case, contact person detail is this, account name is this, owner is this, file of owner is system administrator, and he has a Salesforce license. All right. So that's like how you are going to write down the query while fetching from child. Now see, this was related to the standard object. Now if the same thing you have to write for the custom, the only difference over here, let's say, let's consider that these parent names, for a moment consider They are custom object. Although contact and every other account owner, they all are the standard object. But let's consider if they are custom object. The only difference is like you have to append underscore underscore R. Like it becomes contact underscore underscore R. It becomes contact underscore underscore R dot account underscore underscore R. Contact dot underscore underscore R, account dot underscore R dot owner dot. So basically, when it's a custom object, when the parent is a custom object, that could happen only in a lookup relationship, by the way. If you remember this or not, case of a master detail relationship, in case of a master detail relationship, parent cannot be a custom object. Parent, if the parent is sorry, if the parent is a custom object, child essentially should be a custom object. The master detail relationship with this never happens if parent custom and standard. Right? If you don't remember this, we already have studied this so far. Master detail relationship, child cannot be a standard object, right? That is why I was telling like even though if the parent is a custom object, child essentially should also be the custom object. ऐसा नहीं हो सकता कि child standard रहे. All right, तो थोड़ा सा ये भी याद रखें. But anyways, that is a different thing. चलिए, तो if you are implementing the same for the custom object, if your parents are custom, the only difference is you have to append underscore underscore R. In every name, you have to append underscore underscore R, right? So that is going to be an assignment for you. Try to replicate these cases with the custom object. That's all for today. And in lecture, the next lecture, which is going to be directly on Monday. Tomorrow, Saturday and Sunday, you will be having a holiday because I would be traveling to now. Tomorrow, day after tomorrow, again going to be on holiday. So the next class would be directly on Monday. And from Monday, I would be going to start with another fresh topic, another new topic called DML, data manipulation. That's all for any questions. Please go ahead. Any questions? Anyone have any questions? Yes, anyone have any questions? All right then. Thank you so much for joining. Have a great